Hi, I'm Maureen Kiley, and I am really excited to have Scott Bourgeois on our interview today. And he's going to be telling all about his business, how he got into his business, where he's from, what he loves about his business, and how he helps his customers. And this is another local business spotlight in South Shore. And his company is called Crackemspine. And we're going to find out a little bit about Scott. Scott, thank you so much for coming out of your regular daily activity to talk to me and South Shore residents. And we're going to talk a little bit about your business and how you got into it. But first, let's start with just who you are, what area you live in, how did you end up in Florida, where you're from, and a little bit
Right on.
about your history as in chiropractic care.
Good afternoon. I'm Scott Bourgeois, Scott David Bourgeois. That's my full name. Um, the name of the company is Crackem Spine, and we'll keep you moving. So I was born in Louisiana, and we moved down here into Florida when I was 4. So that was 1977. It was before the buck started. Um, so I've been in the Hillsborough County since then. Um, let's see. I've been practicing now for 25 years. Chiropractic school. Okay. I went to chiropractic school at Life University up in Georgia, Marietta, and I finished in 5 years. My undergrad I did at Warner College or Warner University now, um, and that's in Polk County. I played baseball, and then that got me into going to chiropractic school. Um,
How is that?
that was that.
How has baseball got you going into chiropractic school?
That's the biggest thing, the hugest. That's a good word right there. I had an injury playing baseball. So I was leading off on second base, and there was a pickoff, and they landed on my shoulder, dislocated. And yeah, that was in a lot of pain at the time. And I got through the injury, and then for to that, I started doing my internship at a chiropractor's office at Dr. Farrow in Polk County, and he fixed me up pretty good and convinced me into going to chiropractic to help other people.
That's super cool. See, there's always
Yeah.
something behind the story here with business
Yes,
and people how they get into what they did. So what position did you play in baseball?
I was center field.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you played baseball, got injured, and then you got inspired through your chiropractic experience to go into chiropractic care.
correct, correct.
Okay.
So that was the I did a double major, so it was exercise science and biology. So that pushed me into the chiropractic study.
Okay.
So
So
it was
you're
like a
kind of
big step up from that.
you're kind of a scientific kind of chiropractor
Yeah.
with the whole anatomy, with the
Exactly.
exercise and everything. So explain how you work with your patients now. Kind of just take me through a journey of the typical type of patient you have come in and what kind of modalities you use.
Okay, so there's levels of patients that have. So if a patient was wanting like an adjustment or wellness care, then there's different stages. So if say they have neck pain or mid back pain and they just want to get their adjustment. So you start off, they got to give me the information. I'll do an intake and I'll do an exam, and then I'll find out their areas and then physically adjust the area. I'll use my either my hands or manual, and I'll also a device or activators. Can I also use a drop table for those are the normal adjustments. When people have too much pain, you have to have um, other modalities to help you get their pain levels down so that we can get a good adjustment and so they can actually get the healing process going better because people are a lot of stuck. They don't want to move, and we got to get them over the hump. so they can help them out. Did I answer that?
Yeah. So I'm going to just expand upon it. So
Sure.
where does your background in the exercise part come in? Does it come into your current practice, or it's just a knowledge base that you have?
Well, that's a great way to say that because what we do, I use a chiropractic CBP, or we work on your posture corrections. So chiropractic biophysics is I use this technique that we also don't work on getting your pain levels down, but we also started with the eat. So we exercise, adjust, and then we use that for traction to correct the spot. And that's where the exercises come in because the muscles move the bones and the joints. So you got to get them going to actually get those bones working, and then we can actually get the corrections for that traction.
So how do you get the patients to do the exercises? Do you have like a room in your that they're
Oh
doing some?
yes,
Oh,
we'll do cervicals, translations, whatnot, rotations.
oh, that's cool. So do you work with a lot of people that are in like well, I wonder if you get a lot of pickleball people around here.
I do have a patient that she gets me down into Sun City Center. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, she's like, come on, let's play.
Yeah. So, do you work with a lot of people that do like sports industry injuries, or do you? Is there a particular type of person that is gravitating to you in your practice?
For the last 25 years, I've worked on car accidents, slip and falls. So it's a skill and a gift. And also it's painful because you can't work on these people that are too far in pain to work on that changing, right? So regular chiropractic, I can treat here, um, where do my adjustments, extremities, knees, and whatnot. So also the decompression with your neck, decontraction with your neck, and distraction with your lumbars also.
So, do you find that you get a lot of people too that come in that have issues because they sit at a computer all the time, or
Oh
you know
yes.
how like you have your phone and you're always like,
So yes, exactly. The looking down, the posture is huge
yeah,
because the way you're sitting gets your your station
yeah,
is so important to people working out through the day because you're there for hours and you have
yep.
to get up and stretching.
Yep. Yep. I hear you right there. And I'm sure a lot of people who are watching this video are going to know that this is really important because now tell me about like, do you have a wellness program that you do that, like, just say someone wants to come in and just have regular adjustments? You're not necessarily in major pain or they haven't slipped or fall or gotten an accident, but what is your protocol? How do you do this?
Well, your wellness patients are usually there's like people that are you have your go-getters that are they just want your adjustment every 3 to 8 weeks. That's the patient. They're just doing it. They're doing it. They're doing it. But then you have the patients that they're going to need more care, don't realize it when they start getting care. And they realize, oh man, I'm in more hurt and beat up than I've been. So then you're going to need more visits. So they may be a little sore, and you might have some more treatments more often, frequently, to get that wellness patient that you have that good separation in between those visits. And that's what everybody wants to do. You want to go to work, you want to feel better when you get home and they realize, oh, what did I do at work? It slowed me down. So, and that's getting them over those humps that gets you back to that wellness person.
Okay, so do you have like certain set things based on the person's exam that they go like, I mean, I used to go when I lived in California before I moved here. I used to
Yeah,
go on a regular basis, and then if you stopped going for a while you found out, oh my gosh, I'm a mess.
yeah,
And then you get back into it, and you sometimes you'd start off 2 times a week and then you'd gradually go down to 1 time a week once you felt like you were in alignment. So is there
correct.
any particular like programs that you have that people would want to know about? that you do in particular, or is it all custom?
Well, that's that big separation on your normal patients. So the ones that are just searching for, they just want an adjustment like once a month, or once a that comes out to maybe 10 to 12 visits a year. Where if you want to have an actual change, you want to see them more often. So that's when you do the exercises and the traction after their adjustments. To actual start the changes can hold better longer.
You just said something that I didn't hear you say before, traction. So what is this traction?
Well, you can do cervical traction, right? So the cervical traction I use with the back on track just to get the muscles loosened up in between. And then you also will do the traction on your neck or your low back or your spine, depending on where it is. Um, I have a general, this is from Australia. This is specific for a nervical change that you can actually put it in the correct area. So what I do is I look at your x-rays and find out where the curve that needs to have the correction on what part. And then I'll put it in the right correction area. And then I'll do it on the table. I'm going to be on their prone, so they're on their back, or supine, sorry, and then the neck, and then they start to deform the curvature of the spine. So when their neck has been messed up for a long time, you got to build up. That's why those visits, you got to do building at home, and you do the the correct treatment and detraction where it's going to traction of the neck. Um, and it does take
Okay.
time to defer.
Okay. So
You're gonna have to edit that. Pause.
I'm no, I'm thinking about like how you do different things than I've heard before from other chiropractors out there, right? In my experience. Because I
Right.
mean, I've been going to a chiropractor my whole life since I was like 29. So um and that was because I was just didn't feel well. Like I didn't,
Right.
and it
Yes.
wasn't like I had, and then somebody told me about his holistic way of doing things, right? It was called network chiropractic. So everybody has their own different things. So your office, people come in that I like that exercise part that I've never heard that before. I don't think I've ever heard that
Yeah,
before.
you gotta build it up and break it down. Yes, correct. Yep.
Yeah. And all right. And so what is so like does all of this affect people? Like, so we're in a community, there's a lot of older people, right?
Correct.
And they sometimes have knee and joint issues. Does all that affect everything? Like if you're out of alignment, does it affect your hips and your knees and things like that? And if somebody was watching this video and they were, in pain in those areas, uh would your company, help them in that kind of thing? Or is that more like orthopedic? Is that what you call it? Orthopedic care or something?
It probably ties all together because you walk on your feet, right? And all that information goes up to your knees, up to your hips and your back, and then all the way to your brain. So with the gait or the way you walk is bad, this could be coming from your ankles or your feet, and then maybe they need to be adjusted before. That could be affecting that knee all the way to the back. So it affects the whole body up because you walk on your
Okay.
feet.
Well, I definitely see the benefits of chiropractic care, and every single person should have a chiropractor. I mean, for sure. I mean, I like holistic alternative medicine versus fixing something with a, you know, muscle relaxer or something like
Yeah.
that. So, um, I want to ask you, so in your business, do you take insurance? How do people make payments in your chiropractic practice?
Just credit cards or just
Okay.
credit. Yes, that's all I use is debit or credit cards. Correct.
So if someone wanted to come in and be like a wellness patient, like someone who's really taking care of themselves, um, you would put a plan together for them and say, based on, and do you always take x-rays?
If that patient level is too high and I feel like it is it needs to go out, I'm going to refer it. I'm going to get an X-ray. I'm definitely going to order those, especially that we don't see the spine. And if I want to do the correction of the spine, I have to have the X-ray.
Okay, so they can go
Yeah.
to the X-ray lab, get it
Oh
done,
yes.
and use their insurance, and then come back to you.
Sure, by all means.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if you did them in house or not. So,
Yeah, just I have to kick that or punt
okay.
it to the physician or the
Okay.
other area.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so, what makes you different from other chiropractors?
Well, it's got to be the local area with um, the CBP, the chiropractic biophysics. There's not a lot of doctors around this area, um, but it's a lot of the neuropathy that people aren't doing that. There are a lot of saying it, but I don't think a lot of people are treating it. So I'm board certified for neuropathy. So then we start with the neck down to the feet. So that's always important.
I
And
like
with
that.
that, it goes time and time with the neuropathy and your spine correction of the curve.
Okay. So, how do people get a hold of you?
Oh, quick phone number, email.
Okay, give them
Yeah.
their phone number. I'm going to put it in the
Yeah.
description.
813-377-5200. That's my phone number. And then Crackemspine will keep you moving. That's the website. It's www.crackemspine.com.
Okay.
The email.
I really appreciate you doing this. I think that you have some uniqueness in your chiropractic that I haven't seen yet here. So I think if a person's watching this video, they're in pain and they want to experience a local chiropractor who has the background that Scott has with the exercise in it, the biology behind it, and also someone who personally got injured, inspired. I like that a lot, that you got inspired from an injury to become a chiropractor. I mean, that's really cool. And I
Yeah.
really appreciate you taking the time to interview with me.
Thank you. Thank you. I had a little chumbled through it, but I'm still working on it. I appreciate that.